are lots of things all around us, exciting things that surround us.
But how does it work?
Do you know?
How is it made?
Do you know? Things that go up, things that go down, things that go pop, things that go round, with special cameras to show you inside. It's going to be a big surprise.
But how does it work?
Do you know?
How is it made?
Do you know? Do you know?
Let's find out!
Hello, I'm Maddie, and today I'm meeting my friend Anu. Oh, there's Anu now. She's playing with her school friends. Anu has a prosthetic leg, and a prosthetic leg is an artificial leg that's used to replace part of a leg that's missing. Right now, Anu's wearing her activity leg. It's made from metal, and she uses it to run around, dance, and play with her friends. Hello.
Hello.
Anu, your prosthetic leg is so clever. What do you like about it?
It makes me run faster, and I can catch up with people and do street dancing.
You use this leg for street dance?
Yeah.
Do you like dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Did you pick the pink?
Yeah.
You did? Well, I'll tell you what, do you want to go back and join your friends now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. See you soon.
Okay.
Bye. See you. Prosthetic legs can be made from lots of different materials, but they're always made so they're the perfect fit for the person that uses them. And this here is Anu's other prosthetic leg, and she uses this one when she's not running around. But do you know how a prosthetic leg is made? Let's find out. How is it made?
Prosthetic leg.
Today I've come to a special hospital where they make different types of prosthetic legs for lots of different people. They start with a three-dimensional or 3D picture of a person's leg that the new prosthetic leg has to fit. And a 3D picture doesn't look flat, it looks like an object in the real world. The first stage to making the prosthetic leg is to make a model of this 3D picture. And the prosthetic leg we're making today is going to fit just below the knee, and then there'll be a shin and a foot at the bottom. The model will be made from one of these foam blocks. It's Adam's job to set the block ready for cutting in a machine called a 3D carver. But it can take quite a long time, so I'm going to use my special time-lapse camera. A time-lapse means that we can film something at a normal speed, but when we watch it back, we see it happen much more quickly. Look! Can you see the model being cut out on my time-lapse camera? It's really beginning to take shape, isn't it? Was incredible. The block is now the perfect model of the 3D picture that we saw earlier. So Adam can now build the new prosthetic leg to fit that model. The next part that Adam's making is called the liner, and the liner will fit over the person's legs, so it has to be nice and comfortable. So it's made from this spongy foam, which Adam cuts, glues and shapes around the model on a machine called a vacuum former. And the vacuum former is sucking the foam towards the model, making it a perfect fit. The next part to make is called the socket. This is a hard shell, which is formed from 3 different materials: nylon, glass fibre and carbon fibre. These are really, really strong. Before finishing the layers, Adam is going to put this metal part at the end of the leg, and it's called a claw. And this is where the shin and the foot will be attached later. A final layer of nylon covers it all up. All these materials are soft, aren't they? And we need the socket to be hard and strong. So to do that, Adam's going to cover it with a liquid called resin. Look, the resin is green.
And Adam pours the resin in through a bag.
It's like squeezing paint out of a tube. It looks brilliant, doesn't it? The resin is running underneath the bag and it's mixing with the layers of nylon, glass fibre and carbon fibre. Once it's finished, the resin will be left to dry till it goes nice and hard.
An hour later, and the socket is ready.
The rest of the parts we need for our prosthetic leg are kept here in this storeroom. And here we are. This is the foot, and then this metal pole is going to be the shin. That's this part of the leg just here. Here we are. But first, Adam needs to cut the shin tube so the prosthetic leg can be the right length. And for that, he's using a saw. There it goes.
The shin tube is then fixed to the finished socket. And look, there's the liner going in too.
And here we have a finished prosthetic leg. Doesn't it look great? I really enjoyed learning about prosthetic legs and seeing how they were made. What was your favourite bit?
Do you remember the name of the picture that was used to make the prosthetic leg? That's right, it's called a 3D picture. Did you hear the sound the saw made when Adam cut the metal shin tube to the right length? And did you see how the liquid resin soaked into the socket to make it hard and strong?
There are lots of clever ways that our bodies work. Did you know that we have 5 senses to help us explore the world around us? We can see things, we can hear things, we can touch things to see if they're rough or smooth, we can taste things with our taste buds, and we can smell things all around us, even our food. But did you know that dogs have a much stronger sense of smell than we do? And that can be very helpful. This is the lovely Nano and his owner Yasmin. And Nano has been trained to smell nuts in food. Some people, like Yasmin, are allergic to nuts. And that means if they eat or sometimes even go near nuts, they could become very poorly. So Nano has been trained to warn Yasmin if there are any nuts in her food. But do you know how Nano's nose can smell so brilliantly? How does a dog's sense of smell work? Let's find out.
How does it work?
Detection dog.
Nano goes everywhere with Yasmin, and he can smell everything. Every plant, every tree, every insect, because everything has its own special smell. And that smell is called an odour.
All foods have their own odours to help us know what they are. Some foods have a strong odour, like bananas, onions, and fish. And Nano's nose has been trained to detect the odour of nuts in food.
But to find out how Nano's nose works to smell nuts, I think we need to take a closer look.
Dogs' noses work differently from humans. We breathe straight in and out. But when a dog smells, he wiggles his nostrils to open and close slits at the side of his nose. This causes air to swirl around the nostrils, which pulls more odour into the nose. This means a dog is sniffing in air and odours all the time. When a dog breathes in air through its nose, it goes in 2 different directions. Some of the air is sent to the lungs for breathing, and some is sent to a special part used for smelling, called the olfactory. Inside the olfactory are 300 million sensor cells. If the olfactory cells in Nano's nose find a nut odour in the air, they send a message to Nano's brain. So he alerts the owner that there are nuts in the food or nearby, so that the owner doesn't eat them and stays safe. How clever is that? To find out how Nano has been trained to use his nose, I've come to a special training centre. And it takes just over a year to train a dog to use its nose and alert its owner. This is the biodetection room, and it's where we can test to find out if Nano's nose is working to sniff out the smell of a peanut. And inside, we have 5 silver pots, and hidden underneath each one is a different thing. This one has a tea bag underneath. Here we have a tennis ball, a kiwi. This one is empty. And this one has peanuts underneath. Yasmin is going to ask Nano to sniff each of the pots, and let's see if he can find the one with peanuts underneath. Nano has been taught to tap the top of the pot he thinks has the nuts in. He's also been trained to wear a harness for my special camera, so we can see what he sees. I think we're ready, don't you? Let's go. Can you remember which pot had the nuts in? Let's see if Nano can sniff it out. He's having a good sniff. No taps yet. Where are those nuts? Can you see? He's tapping the top of the silver pot at the end. Do you think that's the one with peanuts in? Should we check he got it right? Yeah, first time. That is one clever dog with a very clever nose. But this was a smell test in an empty room. How does Nano help his owner Yasmin in everyday life? Let's try a test outside, where there are lots more smells all around. I'm setting up 2 picnic areas. The first one doesn't have any nuts in, but in the second, I'm going to place a peanut butter sandwich. Let's see if Nano can smell the peanut butter sandwich. Because this is a test, and we don't want Nano to get any peanut butter on him, I'm covering it with a plate. Here comes Nano. No nuts there. Good boy. They're going over to the picnic with the peanut butter sandwich. What do you think Nano's going to do? Good boy. That's right. Nano is tapping the chair with the peanut butter sandwich on. He's found it. What a clever dog. Good boy. I loved finding out how Nano's nose works. What was your favourite part? What the nut smell is called? That's right, it's the nut odour. Did you hear the sound of Nano's paws tapping at the pot to show us that peanuts were inside? Good boy. And did you see how Nano detected the peanut butter sandwich outside? Good boy. So the next time you see a dog sniffing, you'll know how its nose works and how that can help other people. And now you know how a prosthetic leg is made especially for people who use them, like Anu. We'll see you next time. Bye.
There are lots of things